Hi guys,
Hi,
how are you? So,
good to
hi,
see you.
Nice to see
good
you.
to see you guys. So to start, Rose, I wanted to ask you, when I talked to Mary at Fantastic Fest, she talked about how you had to act with the camera so close to your face. And so
Mm,
how was it for you adapting to that change as an actor and acting off of basically a camera versus when you get to have scenes with people like Christian or other people in the movie and getting to go back to kind of what they always teach you in acting schools about acting focus?
I know they don't do classes where it's just a camera here,
mm,
like
mm.
that close. Um, I definitely, yeah, that once I realized that was going to be the language, I adjusted. And the pitfall of a role like this is to just be one note and sort of hysterical, and like, then what, who wants to watch that's
Right.
so kind of dull. So it was a technical thing, and also just always in conversation with her. Okay, now you're here, because it got to my eyes, and I, it was like,
Yeah,
so you're like,
every
okay, you just have
detail
to
right in there.
monitor where it is. And I like to know more rather than less. I'm one of those, tell me this, tell me that, what are you
Okay,
doing, how are you
sure.
good,
Information is good.
information for me is
Right.
key. Everybody's different. A
I
lot of
agree.
people
I
don't
agree.
want that,
Yeah,
or they don't want a rehearsal.
right.
I don't look at the monitor. I know a lot of people like that. It's
Mhm.
everyone has their own language around performance,
Right,
but
right.
I could hear the camera. Tick, 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 tick,
You
tick.
could hear it. You were
Yeah,
that
it was
close.
that close, and it was film.
Wow. And it was film. I didn't know we shot it
So
on
I could
film.
hear it,
Jeez.
and that was pretty wild
It's pretty
to
cool.
But I think actors, we
I was
generally.
about the farthest away from the
Yes,
camera you could
exactly.
be.
And then the
Yeah.
biggest challenge for us was
Yeah.
like having these endless phone calls that are
Right.
full of grievances and tension, but also kind of humor as well, because it's like
Right.
something I feel most couples can relate to, having a
Definitely,
phone
definitely
call full of
relatable.
tension.
Even
Yeah.
personally,
Yeah.
I can relate to it. I mean,
Yeah.
we both travel for our work, and I mean, I missed the birth of my fourth child because
Mm.
I was working in LA and she was in New York, and fortunately, she has a sister who's a surgeon.
Wow.
I know.
That's
So
luck from
they
the
got,
heavens.
yeah, it was. So she got to go,
My
and
God.
she was very helpful.
Well, and I wanted to ask you, Christian, because you've done so many different genres throughout your career. But what I really love about you is like if you come into a movie or a role and it is a supporting role or whatever it may be, you always bring a different kind of energy into each of these
Hmm.
characters, no matter the genre you're working in. What for you is the trick of figuring out exactly what a role like that would entail for you as an actor going into a project, like especially in something like this where a lot of it is us with Rose, so when we do get to see him, it is kind of like us being taken to a different person for that brief moment.
Well, yeah, it was, of course, conversations with Mary about the sort of dynamic that she wanted to have between these two people in this relationship. And then it was, of course, the writing. The
Mm.
writing was very clear, and I know she said that really no words were changed from the time that she
Yeah.
wrote the script.
Mm.
So it was just about being true and authentic to that, and understanding that the distance and the phone calls were to really represent the fact that these two were having completely two different separate experiences,
Yeah.
and he obviously couldn't be there for her, and he was dealing with his responsibilities, and assuming and thinking that she was maybe having the time of her life,
Mm.
and she was assuming that
Yeah.
of me as well,
Yeah.
and was overhearing things, and those types of situations are just extraordinarily difficult, and like you were saying, incredibly relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of relatable, the last question I wanted to ask you guys really quickly was, when I interviewed Mary, I talked about how I don't have kids, but I have a cat, and I still related to this because I was like, I have to keep this thing alive. And
Good.
Yeah,
it's like you get anxious about this thing you're keeping alive. For
yeah.
you guys, now that you've kind of torn it around a little bit and you're screening at places, have you heard of a reaction from someone that you're like, crazy, that's how you related to this, but I like that it is that relatable to you as well.
Ah, well, to your point, it's been wonderful to have people, men and women of all ages, relate, because it could singularly be seen. I mean, it is obviously a female perspective and a female
Mhm.
experience with Linda, but everyone's been a caretaker, to your point, whether it's for an animal, a parent, a
Hmm.
sibling, a
Hmm.
child, a friend, and that I think everyone can relate to, and that tension of that responsibility, and how crushing it can be, the weight of that. And that's been awesome to hear those perspectives of people.
Absolutely. And yeah, with an animal,
Well, they're
that's
so
a
vulnerable,
powerful
it is
connection.
a powerful
Yeah.
connection.
Oh my goodness.
It's so vulnerable. So
Yeah.
yeah. So
Never expected to be as anxious about a 8 pound
Yeah.
thing in my life. But Thank you guys for talking to me. I really, really love this movie. I think it's so interesting how it's shot and it's beautiful. And so thank you for talking with me. And I
Thank
can't wait
you.
for everyone to get to see it.
Pleasure.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much.